Morning, artist in recovery, Daryl. How you doing this morning? Well, it's 5:54 in the morning. It's July 7th, 2023, West Coast Standard Time, pal. Yeah, so we were John C. of Rosamond, California, the diary of the griever named John Weaver, which would be me. Okay, I've been talking about what the hell's been happening these days. It's just been uh kind of quiet on my end. Kind of quiet on my end. It's trying to stay away from the politics. And right now we got the summertime heat kicking in. Probably up in Connecticut, you understand about heat waves when they actually do generate, but you haven't had that much of it just yet. It hasn't hit you yet. Out here, we got the high pressure cooking us. Not as much as the Midwest. We complain about our high gas prices. We need places to go at this point over here. And the Edison cost out here, Southern California Edison, is going to be murder when it comes down for the power. Because of the constant usage of air conditioning and how much power it sucks out. Not to mention using the laptops left and right. There's only so much I can do with a smartphone with limited memory on the thing. Limited storage that I can actually get an app or two to watch things on TV. That'd give me a Firebrain pad for that one. As for the other thing I had a problem with earlier this week, well, they're definitely out of here. They're definitely out of here. I mean, there's been no further activity, nothing further happening these days, and it's been quiet. How am I feeling about it is I keep expecting them to roll by or contact me, but I unblocked everything nearly, and I haven't heard a damn word from them. So I guess maybe it wasn't. Some things happen, and some things are very pissy about it. Now, concerning about the politics, I already put out a video on earlier on. Let's not knock against the thing that Biden's got a CPAP device. Last night when I heard about and read about it, I wanted to say something about it, but my brain wasn't working as much because sleep deprivation does something to the brain. You're screwing around with the neurochemistry left and right. You're screwing around with the neurons firing like crazy or misfiring, and that they're losing stability in there. So that's screwed up. But I understand about having a CPAP device because CPAPs are necessary. I've had one. Well, actually, I had three or four of them in my lifetime. Well, the past 20 years, anyway. And I never thought I'd be one of those who'd be dependent upon a CPAP for my life. And I am. And maybe other people don't understand this as much. Or maybe they can't understand it as much. That a CPAP device is a lifesaver. Now, it happens if you're. I know I'm overweight and it's hard for me to get any oxygen, so I need the force of oxygen down my throat. But here's the thing I wasn't all this overweight 20 years ago. I was a lot skinnier. I had maybe about 150, 200 pounds less during that time. So I needed these days. And it's a pain in the ass to deal with. But it's necessary. I have to keep the thing cleaned and maintained mostly. The water trough in this particular new device is showing more and more of what chemicals that I missed or minerals because it's solidifying this stuff in the water basin. As the water gets heated up, I'm seeing the mineral content. And I'm going to have to get me another filter replacement today so I can continue on with the water treatments on this one. Because with the mineral buildup, it's going to be affecting the machine left and right. Out here, the markets don't sell hardly any of the distilled water these days. The market dropped off, and so does production when we had the COVID nightmare. So the filters are going to have to be the ones I'm going to have to get left and right for it. And I see the mineral deposits that we have out here, the hard water, they called it. Soft water would be less minerals in the thing. But we don't have that, do we? No. We have well waters that actually that has mineral content in it, and nobody likes the water out here. They all have filters that they keep buying left and right. The charcoal filters, the only way to get past the damn thing. And it's necessary out here. Other than that, I wasn't. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. 2 years ago, we actually had a neighborhood that got destroyed, and the neighbors couldn't get back into their lives. There had been a few apartments and a few houses, actually a lot of houses that got affected on this one. People got evacuated because mishandling from our local law enforcement a couple of years back on this. And families wanted to get back into their neighborhood, but they can't. It was considered a hot. It was considered red tag, all of them. One particular house that we actually had out in the Southland, South South LA area, had storage in their garage of a ton of fireworks, illegal fireworks. Now I don't know what it's like up in Connecticut, but out here there are rules and regulations concerning about these damn things. We don't want them out there except if they're going to be quote unquote safe and sane to where they're going to be used safely, hopefully, but usually in unincorporated areas. And the city of Los Angeles itself, we don't allow the fireworks except at public displays, and that's it. Meaning a Whistler Pete, you couldn't even use on the streets without getting jumped on by cops. But out in the unincorporated areas of the county of Los Angeles, you could, because there's no regulations for that, except they still don't like them. And they still want you to go over to a public affair. So in different areas, in different places, they will do it. Now, with the legal fireworks being sold, the bomb squad came out, and somehow the bomb squad screwed this one up. They had a containment to deal with a blast of a certain explosive nature. And they thought they put a small amount of fireworks into the thing to get rid of it. No, they stuffed it. It's like seeing a cannon get spiked. And boy, does that go up. But this one was worse. They caught it on video. Someone was actually videotaping this one. I think one of the news agencies was videotaping this one, where it went off. The bomb squad detonator, a bomb squad technician hit the detonator, and the damn thing went boom, and duck for cover, houses. I mean, they had to evacuate the area previously because they don't know if with that much explosives with the fireworks is going to be doing that much deadly damage, and it did. Nobody died, but there was a lot of injuries and a lot of red tag buildings. I forgot what the square blockage was. Maybe one. I'm not good at the math at this point over here, but a good sized radius. That when the damn thing blew up, there was also particles going up, debris going up, and then hitting houses left and right. The blast wave itself was lateral enough that it shattered windshields and shattered glass panes all over the place and fractured buildings to where everything got red tagged. And this was on LAPD's. No, they screwed this one up. There's an expression out there used a long time ago by pilots. I'm not about to say it. But they did the mistake on this one. And they're still paying for it. They're still paying for it. And it's scary. And it's sad that I see the people still pondering and they sued the living crap out of LAPD on this one. I hate to see the liability issues with these guys, I'll tell you that much. But that's what happened. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to keep the video running. Oh, even at 5 o'clock in the morning, I wasn't even alive for it. Screwed up. Oh man, 27th Street. It was called 27th Street, and these people are still living in a hotel on LA City's tab for almost 2 years. Some of these people even moved to a different location, but the rest of them want to come back home, and they can't do that until LA City comes to terms or something. I mean, it was just absolutely crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Out here in the Antelope Valley, in the desert region, we've got many places for people to buy fireworks. Hell, they even come to Kern County and get them. And for about almost 2 months, they've been using them. We get the aerials, we get the ground. In my apartment complex out here, we're getting it. We're getting the aerials. We had last night, Sheriff's Department came by to deal with a domestic dispute happening in the apartment complex that I hadn't even heard of. But they'd seen the fireworks happening. And this is fire department's supposed to be getting involved in situations, but the problem is Sheriff Department wasn't going to do a damn thing about it, unfortunately. They didn't. A deputy was coming by, nice congenial, trying to deal with the situations. But but it didn't happen that way, did it? She saw the fireworks. She didn't report it. She didn't care. Fire department's job. Fire department out here, small, and they can't be all over the damn place. Despite the fact they got 4 engines and 1 car for dealing with a lot of people, a lot of things out here. So they have to know exactly the specific address to send the bill to. They got to see it on action. By the time the action's already done, they come rolling up. They're already gone. So you have to point them out to the people who've done this. At one time, a few years ago, we had them coming over here. And they were checking out a call that I didn't even do. But they were checking it out anyway during the daytime. So I came up and talked with them. And some of the neighborhood kids saw me and labeled me as a snitch because I talked to the fire department. They consider the fire department either a friend and foe at the same time. It's a frenemy. And that's what's pissy about it. These guys I depend upon for my life. The fire department and rescue services, I've had a lot of usage out of these guys. Not so much as the sheriff's department. I mean, if I had that happening, that's a different story altogether. But, No, it was just crazy during those days. We almost had kids blowing off a tree sandwiched between two uh, apartment buildings we have in the complex out here. And they ran because they didn't want to get in trouble for their stupidity. Damn brats. Teenage brats, actually. Teenage brats. So yeah, fun times. We can't even have the sparklers out here because we have a dry. We're living in a drought area. We're dealing with material out here is ready. It's ready to go. We're living in a desert. We're living in Scrub City. Basically, we got a lot of brush out here, and we're dealing with it. They just don't even bother to pay attention to all it. But we've got fire potential all around the place. Daryl, we've had multiple fires since I've been out here. It's about 15, nearly 20 years. I mean, I've been out here since 2005? No. Yeah, 2005. Do the math on that one. We're almost talking about 15 years in this place. It seems like it's been forever. And because of this, I'd seen fires happening in the hillsides, fire coming down our way. I'd seen fires in different areas in between neighborhoods that they had to knock down before the neighborhoods got torched. It just scared the hell out of me. It still does. So yeah, I regard fireworks as an enemy at this point. I mean, I used to like them. My brother and I, my mother, we would go over to a fairground decades ago before they shut it down and a private company took over the area. So now what we're dealing with here is, during those days, we were actually able to see the aerials and there'd be isolated streets that would do the ground fireworks, and sometimes they'd do the aerials, and here comes LAPD or LAFD. They were out there on a patrol, and they would take it in sight. It's just seeing them out here. It's worse. And when we have New Year's and July 4th, we would have news choppers recording on how the aerial fireworks are throughout the Southland. LAFD, LAPD, LA Sheriff, all the county sheriffs and fire departments would warn about the damn stuff because we know about the fire. Out here in the Southland in Southern California, we have mountainsides, we have areas ready to go up again. Sometimes they'll take years to grow back, but when they are, they're ready to grow up again. And we're scared. But the kids out here, they just don't understand. It's not exactly the kids, it's also the adults are doing them too. They don't care. They want their fireworks because they want to celebrate. They're ready to blow things up and they're willing to pay the price for the damn thing. But I wonder if they know the price when it actually does hit. We have across the street from our apartment complex here trailer homes. They're matchboxes. They're matchboxes. Those damn things go up and there's nothing to stop them except a street, a major thoroughfare, and with the desert winds blowing like crazy, hell, they could be landing on top of our roofs and then we're really screwed. So it scares the hell out of me every time we actually have aerial fireworks going on, is that the ashes would land on top of the roof and start a fire. These guys never think about this shit. They don't care. Until we start losing an apartment here and losing another one here. I had seen too many reports of fireworks causing places to burn up out here. Anywhere in the Southland. It's scary. It's scary. So, last night, said before, we actually had the fireworks going off. They continued up until about midnight and stopped, thank God. My dog was having a conniption fit. She was sleeping in our bathroom with the light on. I couldn't sleep until I had that light off. And she rested comfortably after that because there was no more fireworks. I don't know what the hell we're going to do these days. I really don't. For right now, get a few things done and get ready for this weekend's fireworks. Man, are we in for it? Anyway, my fellow zombie. Oh, the ravens are out. He's too damn close to the window too. Ooh.